and some bottled water. Haven't had a chef salad in quite a while. I'm not sure what kind of dressing this would be, but might be ranch. Smells like ranch, which is kind of nice. I like that. Just put a little bit on there to start with. There we are. I should get a napkin here, put that on top. There we go. Okay. Wow, it's nice pieces of cheese here. Look at that. I should have maybe sliced these up. It's good. Looks very fresh. Got some chicken, bacon, ham, egg. Wow, lots of veggies. Nice crisp salad. So one of my last videos, I put the word out that I was thinking of buying a new camera, and I kind of asked some advice of my viewers. I got a lot of responses from you people. Very much appreciated. Now, sorry about that. A lot of people suggested the Sony camera. One of my viewers uses a ZV E10. And some people suggested like a Sony. One person uses a Sony A7S III. And I looked at a lot of cameras in the Sony series. And there was one that I was looking at. I think it was a Sony A7C or something like that. I was looking at it online. And I thought it was cool. I think you could use it as a webcam as well. Which would be perfect. Because one thing about a lot of cameras is you can't use them. They don't record more than 29 minutes at a time. Or something like that. Which would be okay for my cooking videos, like I said in my last video, but not for ASMR. Because typically my ASMR videos are half hour at least, or longer. So I really appreciate the responses I've got. Because really, I'm happy with my microphone. I just want a better camera. Because the Logitech C920 that I'm using, that you're seeing me through right now, it's good, but it's certainly not 4K, and it's only good for about 3 feet. Once you get beyond that, it's out of focus. Everything's out of focus. And I don't like that at all. This is good. I mean, I had to start somewhere, and I still like that camera. But I would like to upgrade because I've seen 4K, it's beautiful. And I like to get something that's 4K or darn close to it anyway. I've always liked chef salads because they're just so much variety, you know. My ex really likes Caesar salads. Always found to be kind of Caesar salads are kind of rich. You know, the Caesar dressing, the garlic, the anchovies. A little too rich for my blood. salad from Subway, for instance. I'll also buy a bag of Doritos and crunch them up and sprinkle on top. If you're wondering about that cup, my daughter brought me that back from Disneyland. She said, you can use this one in your videos. I said, okay, good idea. Linda and I had dinner with my daughter and her fiance the other night. We went to our favorite little Italian restaurant. The one John and I always go to, my buddy John. I had the veal parm. With Alfredo noodles. Their veal parm, they never have it on their lunch menu, only on the dinner menu. But it's so good. Get 2 big pieces of veal with the Alfredo noodles. It's so good. I've tried the chicken parm, but I like the veal parm. Don't get me wrong, I love chicken. I just don't eat veal as often, and I enjoy veal when I get a chance to eat it. We had a nice Halloween. Lots of little trick-or-treaters. Some of them were just cute as a bug's ear. You know, it's their little costumes and all that. Linda's 2 little granddaughters, age 2 and 5, they went as cowgirls. Some of the kids got some pretty funny costumes. And the little kids are always so polite. It was a perfect night for Halloween. It wasn't raining. The last several years have been really good. It hasn't rained. And the full moon was just on its way out, so it was still quite bright. It wasn't frosty cold, but it was certainly cool, you know. It was a nice clear night. Lots of decorations. People really go all out. When I lived in the prairies, people didn't decorate that much for Halloween because it was a lot of times just snow on the ground, just too cold. But out here on the West Coast, it's a completely different story. You know, people decorate almost like they do for Christmas. In some cases more. Now there's lots of fireworks, which I don't mind, but when you're still here at 3 in the morning, it's kind of annoying. But the main thing is, kids all had fun. Lots of candy. was lying around. There's none left. You know, it occurred to me when I made my Halloween video that maybe I should have released it a few days later. See, my videos typically come out on a Tuesday and a Friday. And Halloween fell on Tuesday, so I thought perfect. But then, who wants to watch a video, like a Halloween video or a Christmas video after the fact, you know? I know at Christmas, I love watching Christmas specials and all that. But once Christmas is over, I don't want to watch anything. I don't even want to hear a Christmas Carol. So I thought some people might feel that way about my Halloween video. That maybe I should have released it on the Friday rather than the Tuesday. But anyway. Need more dressing. It was a very good Halloween. I'm convinced that somebody in the neighborhood makes their own fireworks. There's nobody could possibly buy that much. It's crazy. And our dog Marcy doesn't seem to mind too much. Marcy, we always keep her in on Halloween. Well, she's never out of the yard unless she's on a leash anyway. But the only thing that seems to bother her is sirens. She always howls at sirens. We used to have a dog that did not like thunder or fireworks. When it was thundering, that dog would just shake. So getting back to my daughter, her and her fiance went to California in September. And that's the first time she's traveled, like, on her own. You know, we took the kids to Disneyland when they were little, like back in 2003, 20 years ago. But her and her fiance, they stayed at, first couple of nights they stayed with some friends at a Big Bear Lake, I think it's called. It's like a campground or something. Then they had a hotel reserved in Anaheim. They went to Disneyland in medieval times and all that. Had a lot of fun. So I was very happy for her. I finally got my printer working. You know, I bought a new computer. I guess it's been probably a couple of months now, or maybe about 6 weeks anyway. I could not get my printer to work, and I've never had that kind of a problem before, ever. No matter what I did, wouldn't work. A lot of people that go online, a lot of the advice they'd say, well, they give you all kinds of advice. Search for drivers, Lowe's doing all that. And the computer kept saying that it was in error, or it was just not being recognized or not responding or something. So I knew I had to do something. advice was to uninstall it and reinstall it. So I did that. Still wasn't working. And I kept checking the plugs and plugging it into different USB ports and restarting. And no, Linda always says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And I was kind of doing a lot of the same thing over. So finally I decided to try some different things. When it said do one thing which seemed like the logical thing to do, I did the other thing which seemed like the most illogical thing to do, and it worked. Now maybe I was just interpreting everything wrong, I don't know. It's kind of like you're driving along and a sign says turn left, so you turn left, and you still don't get to where you're going. You end up right back to where you started. So fine, you think, well, instead of turning left, I'm going to turn right. So you turn right, next thing you know, you get to where you want to be. Kind of a poor analogy, but I think you get my drift. I don't know if I mentioned this, but for Linda's birthday's at the end of September, and we decided to buy a couple new couches. We have a couch and a love seat, but we have room for 2 couches. So we decided to go out and do some shopping, and we bought 2 new couches. Now this was early October. And they said they couldn't deliver till the 18th of October. So that's fine. So on the 17th, we knew we had to move those other 2 couches. Well, actually it was 1 couch and 1 love seat, but they're big and bulky and heavy. So Linda phones up her son-in-law. And he flat out said no. Now, I have to admit I was kind of disappointed because she babysits his kids 4 days a week. And never says no to him or her daughter. But apparently he had a sore pinky or something, so whatever. So, back in the 70s, I had a delivery and moving business. Our motto was we deliver everything except babies. So anyway, I moved a lot of furniture, and I worked with people that moved furniture, and I learned from them. There's a lot of techniques. I mean, I know you're thinking, well, moving furniture, you know, anybody can move furniture, and you're right, but there are techniques to getting things through a doorway and without having to take the door off and whatever. So, I thought we gotta get this furniture out of here into the garage. Once it's in the garage, we can sell it. So, Linda was kind of wondering who else she could phone. And so I was just a little bit peeved, you know, that her son-in-law wouldn't come and help us, you know. So I thought, well, you know, I used to move furniture all the time. Linda and I can do this. I slid it over to the door. So it's a nice laminate floor, slides nice. Got it to the front door. Upended it. We have a flat dolly out in the garage that we use for moving plants around. Then Linda went and got that. She stood outside at the below the stairs, about 3 steps going down. I upended the couch, turned it so it would fit through the door, and then was standing up and like upended, right? And I had a blanket underneath it to help maneuver it, and plus it wouldn't get dirty that way. And I ran outside, around the front, and I lowered it down onto the one end, down to the end that was up. I lowered that onto the dolly. Linda guided the dolly, and I lifted the end, and we just took her into the garage. After that, the love seat was easy. So it just shows you what you can do when you're determined and a little bit peeved. But like I always say, you know, if you just step up and get her done, it's amazing what you can do when you decide that you have to do it or you have no choice. No, there's some things I won't do, because at my age I don't want to hurt my back or nothing. This is a very fresh salad, by the way. I used to move a lot of hide-a-beds, and they're heavy. And you always have to tie them up so they don't spring open on you. Pianos were very hard. Those great big upright pianos, oh my goodness, they're heavy. Whew. Some of the smaller ones, not too bad. Those big old freezers, those are hard to move too because there's no place to grab them. And a lot of times they're down somebody's basement or something. So anyways, we got it moved. And we put it in the Facebook, on the marketplace in Facebook, and it was gone in no time. A young couple bought it. It was in good shape. The couch and the love seat, we just cleaned it up a bit. So Linda was happy with that birthday present. That was her 65th, so we wanted to make it kind of special. Very good salad, no complaints. Like I said earlier, my buddy John and I always go to the same restaurant. The same one we took my daughter to, and her fiance. And we meet up every 2.5 weeks or so, every 3 weeks. We always go to the same place. They have a big lasagna. Well, the regular lasagna is smaller, but they have a real jumbo one. And we always get that one. day we went there, all I had for breakfast was a bowl of oatmeal. And John always picks me up at about 1 o'clock. We started going there at 1 o'clock because we used to find it was too busy over the lunch hour. We'd get there at 11:30, it'd be nuts. The grocery store where I bought this. I noticed they're installing some self-checkouts. And the lady said that nobody's losing their jobs, which is good. I like self-checkouts as long as nobody loses their job over it. It's nice to have the option because this grocery store, they have a lot of checkouts, but man, they're always lined up. Well, not always, but when they're lined up, they're lined up. Wow. You know, one thing I still don't understand is that time change. I know I've mentioned that before, but spring forward, fall back, I just don't get that. It's actually a very filling salad. Very filling. So I've been thinking, I'll never stop doing my eating videos, but I want to start alternating with an eating video and then maybe a coloring book video like I was doing. And I've had, since I started my channel, I've had lots of requests for gum chewing. I've never done a gum chewing one, so I think my next coloring book one will be a gum chewing coloring book video. You know, where I color and chew gum. But I'll always do an eating video, then something else, then an eating video, and something else. At least see how that goes. But I like my eating videos. I love doing chicken videos. Any excuse for me to eat chicken. Now I'm planning a video for the third week in November. I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm working on it. I want to make that a chicken video. Now I've done 2 KFCs, and both times I forgot to ask for extra crispy, which is weird because every time I go anywhere else I always get extra crispy, but I think that's because they always ask you, you know, do you want this, do you want that? They give you all these choices. As where KFC, you ask for chicken, they just give you chicken. They don't ask if you want extra crispy or not. Now I'm not saying that's their fault. I just like to be prompted once in a while, so when I go there to get that chicken, the first words out of my mouth will be extra crispy. A lot of people enjoy my there, but like I said, I gotta relearn how to play it. I used to know 2 solitaire games. I forgot them both. Man, there's a lot of leaves blowing around out there. It's that time of year. Lots of leaves. The deli in this grocery store has a pretty good variety. Like so many things are made in-house. I really like that. This was really good. I think I'd like to do another cereal eating video. Another cereal eating video like mini wheats or something. I did honeycomb once before. It's my only cereal eating video. Ever since COVID, I could not find alphabets anywhere. Remember post alphabets? Can't find them anywhere. I know a lot of things changed after COVID. Things I used to buy all the time, just can't get them anymore. Or when they come in, they're gone in 2 days. You know, there's a certain type of pasta I like to buy. I can never remember the name of it, but it's very good. And they get it in and it's gone within a day or 2. You know, and it's very rarely they get it in, but it used to be there all the time. You know, and like I said, different cereals and different things. Wow, that's good. Very good salad. So like I said, my friends, I'm looking to upgrade my camera. Hopefully one of these days I'll do that. But, you know, I appreciate the support. So just, when you do explain things, to explain things as elementary as possible. Because I have no idea about, you know, syncing up the sound and the, you know, I don't know what apps to use for that, you know, Audacity or whatever. And, you know, like this one camera, like I was talking about, the Nikon. I did mention those Sony cameras, but I think I saw a Nikon. Like I said, that you could also use this as a video camera. That'd be perfect. But even just getting another camera that I can plug my Yeti into, and just pretty straightforward. I'm not saying I can't learn, but in the meantime, I know it's going to be a bit challenging, and I'm willing to learn. I have no problem doing that. But you know, because everything I've learned pretty much so far has been self-taught. I mean, I've Googled this, and you people have helped me a lot tremendously. But I'm one of these people, I'm like a hands-on. If somebody shows me, I learn faster, you know. But I really appreciate all the advice you give me, I really do. I've got some Christmas videos I'm planning to. I've got a Christmas catalog that's about 50 years old. I'll go through that. I'll do that early December, mid-December. And then I have the actual Christmas video. Last year I made a Christmas video and it came out on Christmas Eve. And the sound was all haywire because I didn't realize that the Yeti had been turned off. And the sound was only being picked up by by my webcam, which is a Logitech C920 with built-in mics. And those work good if I'm up really, really close. But from back here, it sounded kind of like you're in a tunnel or something. It was just terrible sound, but it was too late to fix it. Christmas was very busy, and I was sick a lot last Christmas too. There's a lot of viruses going around, and it was awful. So I didn't have time to re-record that. I think I recorded it on the 23rd and had it out on the 24th or something. I think what I'll do this time is have the Christmas video actually come out a few days early, because like I said a few minutes ago, who wants to watch a Christmas video after the fact? Nobody wants to watch it on the 26th, right? So I might even have it come out, maybe on the 20th or something, which would probably make a lot more sense. That way, people get in the Christmas spirit and, yada yada. Anyways, well, we'll see anyway. I'll work on that, but last year I had fun making it. I had my Bob Ross t-shirt. I'll probably wear that again, and maybe use some graphics this time, as well as my lights and my set and my decorations, whatever. I got a little Charlie Brown type tree. I can set that up again, but should be fun. Right now it's still early. A lot of leaves out there, man. There's a lot of leaves. I just can't get over it. I was wading through the leaves when I went up to my car. It's crazy. Some of the trees are so beautiful. Just down the road, there's kind of a windy road, and it's just all these beautiful crimson leaves, and the ones that are still in the trees, they're orange and crimson and just beautiful. But, well, enough of that, my friends. So there it is. I appreciate you tuning in. I really appreciate your support. I really do, and not just this channel, but my cooking channel as well, Mark's Easy Kitchen. So, anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Keep those comments coming in. I love hearing from you. I really do. I feel like I know you sometimes. Okay, so take care, and we'll see you next time.